One of the functions of law enforcement is, of course, the investigation of crimes. An integral part of that activity is the gathering of information or intelligence. There's a myriad of reasons why a person would give a false or a misleading story to the police, but suffice it to say, it does happen with some regularity. Therefore, when information of criminal activity is reported to the police, it should be verified to the extent possible before legal action, such as arrest or interrogation, is taken with respect to suspects or leads. In our scenario, you've received information about drug activity at public teen parties, either through prior knowledge or training or some quick research. You can find out that ecstasy is an illegal substance and is the drug of choice for a fair number of young adults. How do you find out if the item being sold is in fact ecstasy? The easiest way is to either have an undercover officer make a purchase directly, or if this is not feasible, use an information source, a confidential informant, to make the buy while officers observe. Once the item is purchased, an identity of the seller must at some point be made. Also, the item must be submitted to a crime lab for analysis and confirmation of its contents. For our purposes, the analysis has come back from the lab and it is confirmed as the chemical compound whose street name is ecstasy. It would be relatively easy with some observation to identify the seller and develop enough probable cause to make an arrest, or to get a search warrant likely followed by an arrest. Part of an agency's obligation to the community is to eliminate such activity, and to do that effectively, we should probably dig a little further. Once the identity of the seller is established, some additional steps should be taken before you go further into the investigation. What should these be? Who owns the club and/or sponsors the rave parties where this activity takes place? Are there other violations occurring at the party? Is liquor being served to minors? Is the zoning proper, and are the appropriate licenses and permits current? What's the seller's background? If there are drug-related convictions, this might help your probable cause. Does the seller have a job, for example, a legitimate source of income? And is his or her lifestyle appropriate to the obvious level of income? Who are the seller's companions and what backgrounds do they have? Are there other agencies already looking into the seller or the location? How would you go about finding this out? Also, what is the extent of the drug sales going on at the party? Does the seller have confederates working and selling at the same party? Are there other rave parties going on? And are drug sales taking place there? Once you've answered these questions, you'll be ready for the next step.